Hello, everyone. My name is Heather. Um, I'm gonna tell you a little story, um, and I need some feedback. I guess I want to know if I'm vindicated or not. So a while back, I went to get my fiance's best friend. He was getting kicked out of his prior home or whatever it was, leaving. I don't know. And so I drove for 5 hours to go get him and 5 hours back. That's about $100 in gas money. He never said thank you. Barely talked to me the whole ride. I tried to converse with him, get him to open up, talk to me, communicate, nothing. So we got back, and my fiance had a couple of jobs lined up for him, and he rejected them. And then he got an interview the first day, full day he was here, and never actually went to that job. Like ever, never started work there. Had another interview across the street, said they rejected him. We don't know because he really didn't communicate all that much. That was really all we knew. So 2 weeks, we had $300 worth of food. He ate it all. Including my food stamps, which I have because I have been disabled since October of 2022 due to my leg after my coma. I get an intense pain. I get really dizzy. I collapse. I am definitely a fall risk. And I went through physical therapy. Nothing's helping. Now I have to go through pain management and neurology and all this other stuff. So, lots of doctors. I can barely walk, barely do anything around the house, but I try. While he was here, he cleaned once. The first or second night he was here. That was it. All he did was sleep, eat our food, including in the middle of the night, smoke all our shit, and just a plethora of other things. And then he would leave for hours, not coming back. We found out he was chasing booty because he was on Facebook dating a lot. Here's the thing. I'm not dissing the guy and his body type. I'm dissing the guy and the fact that he stank worse than a homeless person. I literally cannot get the smell out of the room now. I mean, I almost got it, but it's taken weeks to get it there. So he goes to bed one night early. I was trying to tell him something before he went to bed, trying to be nice, trying to give him some advice. And he rips my head off and said he has to get to work or he has to go to bed now so he can go to the temp agency in the morning. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. And then he got up a few hours later and stayed up almost all night. Didn't get up until afternoon the following day. And then left without a word. My fiance was up in arms because he was livid. The dude wasn't even trying to find a job. And it was very frustrating. So I snapped. I feel for good reason. So he didn't tell us he was going to look for a job. We thought he was no longer going to the temp agency because it was so late. He did not say a word to us before he left or after he got back. All my fiance saw was him on Facebook dating. And then he comes in and goes straight for our fridge. Like, seriously, dude, I understand you're hungry, but this is not your house. You do not live here. You are a guest. You do not eat our food whenever you want. So I snapped. And I told him that he had to put the food back. And that he's already called his mom to come get his ass, so why don't he go pack? Because we're sick of him not doing shit and taking all our food. So he, of course, throws a fit. I'm the devil now. But I did apologize to him the next day. I said that was out of line. I shouldn't have snapped on you like that. Everything I said was true. But I shouldn't have snapped like that. So, sorry, it's a mess. Week goes by. In that week, I'm trying to share my video games with him. I'm sharing, my smoking materials with him. Everything. But he took advantage of that and smoked it all. Without permission, might I add. In the middle of the night. So, I was trying to be nice to him. I even cooked him dinner one night. He didn't want it. And one day, I did kind of get a little agitated because he was in the kitchen doing this. Like, seriously, dude. Close your goddamn mouth! I am like, call me Chris. I cannot do mouth sounds. And when you have a smell that is making you nauseous and that sound which is making you nauseous, I was like, please go to your room with that. Get out of here. I'm starving. I can't get up and get myself something to eat. And you're eating in front of me. I can't decide what I want. So I need you to go in there for now just to eat. So what does he do? He goes in there, eats, and falls asleep. With syrup. On the fucking plate. And we have ants. What the fuck is wrong with you? So, my fiance basically begs him to stay. Even for another couple weeks. So that he could pay for him to go to the gathering of the Juggalos and a Greyhound ticket home. He said no. Turned down his favorite concert. Juggalo Night 187. Not a night, trust me. So, I just think it's messed up. Like, my fiance did everything to make this guy stay because he was his best friend of 30 years. But the guy didn't act like one. So, fast forward to the following Tuesday. After all this, he says he's leaving. He brings some friends over. And the girl and she sits right here next to me. I'm sitting in my seat where I'm at right now. And I tell her, all about my coma and my disability. And that I can't walk very well. And, I'm a fall risk. And I basically told her all of it. And shoot to that night, he goes with them. Her and her boyfriend or husband or whatever he is, to the lake. Says he'll be back tonight. Doesn't show up. Doesn't call us. Doesn't text us. Doesn't even leave a goddamn note. So we go to bed, thinking we don't know when he's coming back, so we're going to go to bed and he's going to have to knock on the door. Following morning, I'm a heavy-ass sleeper. For real, I'm a heavy sleeper. Bomb could go off next to my head and I'd be sleeping like a rock. However, you knock on my door, I'm going to hear it. So I started waking my fiance because I don't wear clothes to bed, except for underwear. My house, it's my comfort. So I'm waking him up, trying to get him to go answer the door because he wears clothes to bed. And then I hear a noise in the next room. So me, not even thinking, 8:30 in the morning, I get up and I go in the spare bedroom. And who do I see? His best friend had crawled through our window. Was trying to get out before we woke up. And of course, what do I do? A single woman. You just crawl through my window. What am I going to do? I'm going to tell you to get the fuck out. And I'm sitting there and I'm shoving him and I'm shoving him. And then he makes a mistake. He looks at me. I don't know if it was an accident. I don't know if it was instinct. But ladies, what would you do if a man looked at your naked body without permission, came into your home, and looked at your naked body without permission? Damn right I punched him in the face. My back of my mind was like, oh, don't know why, I just did it. And then I turned around and I went and got Joey. And I told him that, he just crawled through the window. I don't know what's going on. So I get dressed. I look out. I don't have glasses on, so I'm blind as a bat. And I see this figure of his female friend in the doorway. So I get dressed, and then as he's taking his stuff out, he is crying about his PlayStation because we had put it up. My fiance, it was his bright idea to put it up, but I wanted nothing to do with it. So his incessant whining got to me. I cannot abide a whiner, especially a grown man who's almost 40 years old. So, what do? I try to solve the problem. I grab the PlayStation out of the drawer. Well, back up a minute. She recorded me. She came into my house without permission and recorded me and my fiance. And yes, I did shove him in the video. Then I went and got the PlayStation and I picked it up out of my drawer because dude was still in my house without permission. And I limped out and they came at me like hyenas. And of course, with my balance problems and my leg that gives out, I fall onto the couch sideways like this, holding it, trying to protect it because I'm not an asshole. So I sit up and okay, so coffee table's here, ladies over here, he's here, I'm here on the couch on the other side of the table. So when I fell, I know I was doing this because I didn't hit nobody, but she claims I hit her. So I give up the PlayStation. Here's me thinking it's over, but she's like, "You hit me. I got it on video." No, she doesn't. She was trying to scare me. Ain't gonna work. So I stand up and I see her hand coming at me, but I don't feel anything. And I realized she punched me. And I was like, wait, what? And then she goes in for a second time and punches me right here in the head. Right here. Instincts kicked in. I can't stand for very long. So what am I going to do? Woman has hair down the middle of her back. You dumb. So I grabbed the back of her hair like this, put it over her head, and fell back on the couch. She was doing this. And I was using my legs to defend myself. So I was kicking her back because, I was trying to kick her hands off of me, trying to get her to stop punching me. So Fiance's apparently in the bedroom. I didn't know this at that time. I just know a bitch is on me. And apparently he came out, and all he did when he came out, and I saw what he did, I just didn't see where he came from, because I was focused on her at that time. But I know that he simply stepped in between us, and she ran out, grabbed our cat cage, threw it, and then stormed out like whatever. Okay? And so she's claiming that he held her hands behind her back. Not true. My fiance's never hurt a woman in his life, and he never will. She is slandering his name. And I don't like that. You come into someone's house without the full story. You only have one person's one person's side of the story. And it's all lies. We even caught him in a lie to his mom, saying that I'm like this evil creature. Like, dude, what is wrong with you? You're playing the victim when I got my head punched like 4 or 5 times on this side, at least. Couple on this side, had scratches on my boob, had bruises on my arms, but you know what? I was laughing afterwards because I can still defend my home. I may be disabled, but I can defend my home. Now, here's my next question. Do you think that she should go to jail? Because if I can, I am pressing any and all charges on her. Also, do you realize that it is more than illegal to hit a disabled person? Like, I wasn't always disabled. I mean, I was always had emotional problems, but that didn't qualify me, though I've been trying for years because I can never really hold down a job. But now I'm physically incapable of a lot of things. And do you have any idea how hard it is to have your independence taken away from you at my age? Yeah, and I'm 33. Thanks, I know I'm old. But I don't understand people. I don't understand humanity. So, Brandy Baldwin and Christopher Robin Passmore, guess what?